guys, welcome back. I'm Dahlia, and today I'm going to teach you how to make baked pumpkin donuts. These donuts are perfect for the fall because they are packed with tons of pumpkin. I absolutely love pumpkin. I love pumpkin donuts like we're making today, pumpkin soup, and most of all pumpkin pie. But I love anything made with pumpkin, so I'm so excited for the season. And I love this donut recipe specifically because it's so easy to make and it only takes about 15 minutes to make the batter. So it's so awesome. You guys are going to love it. You can also get the recipe on my website. It's rainingflour.com. So you can head there right now or after the video, print out the recipe so you can make it now because they are so good. So without further ado, let's get baking. The first step is super simple. We're just gonna combine all of the dry ingredients into a bowl. So it's a medium bowl, you don't need a large bowl for this part. So I have here some gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour by Bob's Red Mill. But if you're not gluten-free, you can also use regular all-purpose flour. Next, you could use oat flour, but I find it way easier to make my own. So I have here some gluten-free oats, but you can use regular oats, again, if you're not gluten-free. These are rolled oats. And I'm just gonna blend them in my NutriBullet, but you can also use a blender, for about 30 seconds. And that is the easiest way to make oat flour, and it is so much cheaper. You will save so much money this way. Add the oat flour into the bowl, then continue adding in almond meal, baking soda, baking powder, some pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, and then lastly, some salt. And then just whisk this all until it's well combined. Try to get out as many chunks as you can, but if you can't break them all up, it's okay. So now we'll switch to the liquid ingredients. So we're going to whisk together all our liquids in a much larger bowl. So I'm going to add some oil. I'm using grapeseed oil today, but you can also use coconut oil, canola oil, or any other flavorless oil, not olive oil. Then I have some maple syrup. And guys, make sure you're using the pure stuff. Don't use Aunt Jemima, like fake stuff, okay? And although it's delicious, it's not healthy. And then some pumpkin puree, 2 eggs, and then some brown sugar. Now I know brown sugar isn't a liquid, but it gets mixed in with the liquids. So I'm gonna take my whisk from the dry ingredients and just whisk up those eggs so that they're broken up. And then just mix everything together until it's well combined. Now let's add in our dry ingredients. So just add all of that in. Try not to make a big mess, and then whisk it all up. But do this slowly or else all the flour is just gonna come out of the bowl. And this batter will be quite thick, and it may look a little bit lumpy, so just keep on mixing it. So now that the batter is ready, I just transferred about half of it into a piping bag, just because I couldn't fit all of it in, but I'll end up refilling this after. And we're going to pipe this into a donut mold pan. So first off, actually, let's spray it with some cooking spray. So I'm using a Wilson donut pan that has 6 donut cavities, and even though it's nonstick, you still have to spray it with some baking spray or cooking spray. Because I tried it without spray, and just everything stuck to the pan. So now you just want to pipe your mixture into the mold. And don't worry, if you don't have a piping bag, you could use a Ziploc bag and just snip off the end. And if you don't have a Ziploc bag or a piping bag, you could just take about a 1/4 cup and spread it out among each of these donut holes. So the donut pan is all filled up, but I still have some leftover batter, so I'll have to bake those after these come out. But meanwhile, I'm going to bake these in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 15 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the donut comes out clean. And then I'll switch them out, I'll dump these onto a cooling rack, and then refill the pan with more batter. Okay, so I just got the first batch of donuts out of the oven, and I'm going to flip them out of the pan. You want to do this right when you take them out when they're very hot. Perfect, they look so good. We're going to top these donuts 2 different ways. And the first way is with some cinnamon and sugar. So I just have here a mixture of cinnamon and sugar. I'll put the recipe with the exact measurements on my website with the donut recipe. And all you want to do is take your hot donut, place it into the cinnamon and sugar bag, close it up, and you're gonna shake it up. Just make sure that your donut doesn't crack because it's so warm. Then you wanna shake your donut off. So now you're gonna do that with the rest of the donuts. And if you wanna sprinkle on some extra sugar on top once the donuts are coated, you could totally do that as well. I'm gonna fill my pan up with some more batter, bake it, and then I'll show you how to top the donuts with a delicious chocolate ganache. So my second batch of donuts is totally cooled off, and now it's time to make some chocolate ganache. So I have here some almond milk that I boiled in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, and I'm pouring it over 1 cup of chocolate chips. So you wanna let this sit for about 30 seconds, and then give it a good whisk until it's fully combined and it's nice and smooth and chocolatey and looks like a chocolate ganache. So now just take your donut and dip it into the ganache. This can get a bit messy, so just make sure that when you're dunking the donut, you don't touch the chocolate with your hands. And if you get chocolate on your hand, make sure you wipe it off right away so that you don't get it onto all the other donuts. If you guys have any other ideas for how we can decorate these donuts other ways, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm sure there are so many ways these donuts could be decorated. These were just my 2 ideas. Okay, look at this hack. If you have leftover chocolate ganache, because I always like to make more chocolate ganache than less, you could just take it, pour it into some type of cup that you could pour from, and then just transfer it into little cups. And you could have little chocolate ganache cups. Just stick these in the fridge for about 6 hours or overnight, and then you can top it with whipped cream and fruit, and they will be super, super delicious. So the donuts are all ready, and they are looking fantastic. You guys have got to try this recipe. Head to my website, it's rainingflowers.com, screenshot the recipe or print it out and make it for this weekend, because they are super easy to make and absolutely delicious. So don't forget, give this recipe a try, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's a button down below that says subscribe. Just click on it and you'll see my videos every week. And if you actually want to get notified of my new videos, click on the little bell button that's right next to the subscribe button, and you'll be able to get my videos in your subscription box every single time I post a new one. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!